Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad SYAFI. Will show you the problem background for our project. First, we have inefficiency in data processing. Next is increase in cost and expenses. And the third one is outdated data and data inconsistency. So the first problem, inefficiency in processing data. This is because workers at the hospital are focusing on written tasks such as recording patient status and writing all other records. This make the workers need to write and record data almost all the time. Then it make it hard for them to refer back or search back the patient information because it is all written on paper. So they need to find the paper first, then they need to look for the information. The next is increase in cost and expenses. This is because the records are written in paper, and over the time the hospital will have many paper documents to keep their patient information, and this will incur storage related costs. Other than storage costs, the hospital also needs more office supplies such as papers, printers, photocopy machine and stationeries. Increase their expenses to buy files, to store documents and also shelves. This is because in order to keep the files, they need more shelves and files, and this will increase the expense. The third is inconsistency and outdated data. This happen because multiple copy of the same record is stored at different location. When data is updated at one location but the changes is not communicated to record in other location, then this will become data inconsistency. Next is the last is lack of security. This is because files containing confidential information. This is because files that contain confidential information were kept in one place at each department. Then if someone can access the storage room, they will gain access to all the files in the room. Moreover, because the record is in physical copy, someone can steal the record and take it away from the hospital.
Okay, the aim of this system is created is to maintain the record of the various of the department, the room that have in the hospital, the doctor in the hospital. It also to maintain the record of the regular patient that come to the hospital to check up, patient admitted, patient that need to check up by doctor in hospital, patient that have been operated, and patient discharges. And the last one is to maintain the process of patient payment. Okay, for the objective of this hospital system management is first is help the hospital to be more efficient in handling the daily activities and patient. Okay, the second one is to computerize all the details regarding patients details and hospital details. The third one is design a system for better patient care. Okay, next is to reduce hospital operating costs. Okay, if the hospital keep using the manual, the hospital need to spend a lot of his capital to purchase the equipment to keep and record the patient data and detail. For example, they need a paper and file to keep the data of patient. We come to the hospital, they also need to spend a lot of money to book the space for store the file that have the detail of patient. Okay, next is better coordination among the different departments, and the last one is improving the quality of hospital services. Okay, if the hospital are using the system, they can improve their operation and service of hospital.
Hi and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is SITI RUSYDINA NAJIHAH binti ROSLAN, and I will be present about our DFD. So, first of all, this system will be accessed by two person, which is clerk and the doctor. So by first one, the clerk will be log in their details to punch in lah, like that. So they will be log in the credentials in the and then the employee's data store will be sent back the authentications. So after that, they log in by using the user ID, they will be registered the patients. They will key in everything about the patients. So patients info will be go to the first process, which is register patient, and then that process will be sent all the details to the patient data store. And the next process is using by patient ID is to assign the doctor. So when patient is already registered, so they will be assigned by a doctor, and that process will be will be giving the doctor info to the clerk back, and then they will be sent to the doctor's data store and patient data store, and the doctor data store will be sent back the details, and that process will be sent the patient ID to the doctor. So we get to the next person, which is a doctor. The next person that using this system is a doctor. So after that, after login by using doctor ID, then we'll be get through to the fourth process, which is view patient medical record. So this process will receive patient ID, and everything is record will be sent back to the patient data store, and all the patient data store will send back the details and medical history to this process. So next process, by using the patient ID tool, the system will be processed the fifth process, which is record ailment and treatment. So this process will be receive patient's ailment and treatment method from doctors, and will be saved to the patient data store, all the ailment record and treatment description. And then we continue to the sixth process, which is record prescriptions by using patient ID. So this process will be receive prescribed medicine for doctor, and will be saved all the patient's medications record to the patient's data store. And then we continue to the seventh process, which is record admission by using patient ID 2. So the admission requirement will be sent to this process by doctor, and the admission record will be saved to the patient data store. So then lastly we get back to the clerk process, which is receipt generator. So all the medical record, this process will request the data from the patient data store. So patient data store will send back everything about the patient's medical record and admission lah semua. Then this receipt generator will be sent to the payments data store. All the details will be sent to the data store payments, and the payment data store will be sent out back payment due. So receipt generator, by using patient ID and receipt generator, process all the informations, and they will be generate the payment receipt to the clerk. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, now I would like to show you guys how to log in doctor account in XYZ hospital. Now I will click doctor here, and then I will put user ID, which is doctor user ID and password here. Okay, after I put the user ID and password, I will click login. Okay, after login, this is the main page of doctor view. Okay, here is the name of the doctor, NAJIHAH binti Najib. Employee ID DOC 33184 is doctor ID. Job doctor. Department family physician. Okay, here is doctor view here. Appointment schedule. Doctor can view medical record for patient, prescribed medicine, and admission. Okay, now we go to appointment schedule first. Okay, here is the doctor schedule. Okay, here DOC 33184 is the number for doctor ID. In Monday, this doctor have the schedule for patient PT1248 at 8 until 10:30 in CNO 314. This is room number. And then here Monday also, this doctor have schedule at 14:30 until 16:30 at CNO 121, patient ID PT3134. Tuesday also, this doctor have schedule Thursday and Friday. Friday for patient ID PT4925 at 10 until 12 at CNO 442 room number. Okay, this is the date on Monday 31 December 2020 is the doctor view this schedule. Okay, now we go back. Okay, now we go to the view medical record. For medical record, this patient medical record for past medical record for this patient. Okay, here is patient ID, and then patient name. We have past ailment and past prescription. Okay, now I will put the patient ID first. Okay, after I put the patient ID here, PC3914, this will appear for the patient name, Northern Bentua, past ailment, no past record found, and past prescription, no past record found also. Okay, here is the doctor ID. Okay, now we go back. Okay, for prescription medicine, I will click here now. Okay, for prescription medicine, after the patient got treatment from this doctor need to fill in this form for patient. Okay, now I will put the patient ID first. Okay, after I put the patient ID here the date that this prescribed medicine out, this name of patient, Northern Bentua, ailment description. Okay, now this Northern Bentua have high fever, severe migraine, disorientation. Okay, this doctor will give the medicine. Name is aspirin and quantity is 2. Okay, now I will click done here. Okay, and the last one is admission. Okay, for admission, after the doctor give the treatment for the patient and the patient need to admit, so here is the form for doctor to fill to this patient, Northern Bentua here. Okay, now we put the patient ID here. Okay, here patient ID for Northern Bentua 503914. Date today, when Northern Bentua is admit 1 January, 1st January 2021. What number? Cempaka 2. Bed number CM02 CM0203. And start date is the patient got admit 1st January 2021, and end date is the patient discharge. Okay, Northern Bentua will discharge at 3rd February 2021. Okay, and then I will click done here. Okay, after that, after view all this, appointment schedule, view medicine, medical record, prescribed medicine and admission. Okay, now I will log out. Okay, that's all for Dr. Login. Thank you.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. I am Muhammad SYAFI bin ISMAIL. Will now show you how the outpatient department employee use the system. Then after login, they can see their name, employee ID, job title and their department. And then they can choose what to do. First is register patient. Then they can fill in all the details and then click done to save. Also, they can click cancel if they don't want to save. And then they can set appointment for doctor. They can after clicking, they need to fill in all the white spaces. The grey spaces will be auto generated by the system from the database. And then they can click done. And lastly, they can record payment. As usual, employee need to fill in the patient ID, and then the system will come out with medicine cost and admission cost. The system will also calculate the total cost and the amount that the patient paid will need to be written here, and the system will calculate for change and then confirm payment. After they have finished, after the employee have finished working, they can log out from the system.